And welcome back. The show continues. Avugwe in the middle, and of course Shaban on the other side. And now we're moving on. Avugwe. There are these speculations. Because that ruling that the High Court made. The bar consisting of Judge Odunga, Judge Mativu, and Judge Auko. They rule. They rule in a good way as far as I'm concerned. But NASA or Jubilee have come out and they are saying that ruling was wrong because perhaps the judges were they had interest in that ruling because all of a sudden they're saying Judge Auko is related to Raila Odinga, the presidential candidate of NASA, and then the other judge Odunga is related to lawyer Orengo. Is that true? And if that is true, then the ruling should be reversed.
Reversed how? Because I don't see if you are you may be affiliated to some person, either by family ties or business ties, should play a key role in formulating the...
No. I think it is. If you're friends, if I'm the judge and you are a client, or you've come to my court, and we are related, we are just good friends, and the way I see it, I can rule in favor of you because there's a way that I can be influenced because of our relationship. Then the judge should withdraw himself.
Okay, look here, Giverson. Who said that? I think they were just these desperate politicians. No, desperate politicians are the one who came out with that gospel. That so and so is related to so and so. You see, if it were priest immediately or directly from Vatican saying that one, I would have even bought that idea. But since these are just ordinary politicians, the likes of, who said by the way that?
Tuju.
You see, he's a politician. And the problem with us, especially the public and the media, anything that comes from the mouth of politicians, we assume that one is the truth gospel.
No, but they have not said no. Raila Odinga has not said no. Maybe it's true.
Okay, even if it is true, who said that you should not relate to someone? By the way, it happens accidentally.
You should relate, but the law, I tell you, Shaban, the constitution says if the judge, and the client or someone in the court, they are related by blood, then shouldn't go on.
No, where? It has been written where?
In the constitution.
Would you mind to open that article,
I don't have
that
the constitution.
So look here, Tuju, the only person, Tuju has never, is not the one who's presiding over the judiciary. The only person who has the guts to come out to the public and convince us that actually the ruling wasn't fair. It was only David Maraga, because now he's the president of the judiciary. But if you keep on giving credit to the likes of Tujus and the rest, these are the people with the conflict of interest. We know they are politicians. So they are there to confuse us because they are unable to convince us. Are you getting that?
But what if they're saying the truth? What if they're saying the truth?
Okay, it might be the truth, but that shouldn't be the case of coming out in the end claiming that this ruling came up as a result of family ties playing the center stage, as being the center stage. So I think the Jubilee side should just sit down and try to resonate with the IEBC and their people.
But according to you, should a judge, what if a judge and the lawyer in the court, or somebody just in the court, they come to bring on their case, and the judge, and the other person in the court, maybe they're related by blood, maybe this is a brother, and then the other one is a sister.
You see, Giva, that was just a speculation. They are trying to imagine how comes the judiciary, you see, since now they're in the government, so the expectation is that all the institutions are going to bed with them. So the moment now you act contrary to their expectations, now they think as if somebody has cornered them. But according to the Kenyan constitution, what we are supposed to subscribe to it is only the rule of the law, but not the rule of the people. So we should not subscribe to the rule of people such as Tujus, Murkomens, Duales. Let's only stick to the Kenyan constitution. That should act as our roadmap.
Shaban, that is true. But what if it is true? What if those speculations are true?
No, words of politicians will never be the truth.
No, but
they will never.
Odunga has never said no, and Ouko has not said no. And
Why?
Raila has
Okay,
said
and
no.
suppose he would have favored the same Jubilee. I'm sure the narrative will be different. In fact, they will be the same person who will be walking from town to town glorifying the judiciary. But since the judiciary has made the decision which is opposite to the expectations, no wonder they are picking any bad word from the dictionaries and hurling on them. So it's unfair. Let's respect our institutions if we'd like to go.
You know Shaban, Jubilee has a big following. NASA has a big following.
Yeah.
If Jubilee comes out, to their supporters and tell their supporters, this ruling was made because judge so and so were related to people who took the case to the court. The supporters will buy that, and they start to lose that trust in judiciary. That is not a good thing.
Okay, Giverson, look, if I see this case, I would rate Jubilee. I would say that Jubilee are very undeveloped people, and they like people who are not developed. Because how come they are not supporting, and they don't want to see people working hard to be in the judiciary level or in the executive level. So my point is, being related shouldn't be taken as a sin in that ruling.
But there is a sense of interest in that case, and that is where the problem is. There's interest.
No, there isn't any interest. Yeah, because if you see the Constitution very well, the Constitution gives the judiciary all the mandate to translate the Constitution, and the judiciary is supposed to be unbiased when giving out a ruling.
Yeah. What if the other people are not satisfied? For example, Shaban, Jubilee not satisfied with that ruling because they suspect those judges to be having interest in that case. What should happen? What should they went on to appeal in the Court of Appeal?
I think it's only in political arena where satisfaction doesn't exist in their dictionaries. What we only need to do is to be co-opted. If there's anything to go by what Aristotle says about the political coalitions. So we only create this, we only create the coalitions for us to create harmony, but not unity. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say very simple, that for politicians, they are only looking for a loophole for them to get powers. So, for instance, what you're trying to say that the Jubilee are saying that there are some judges who are on the bench that made the rule about the company that had been given the tender, that some of them are being related to some of this, the top brass of the NASA. Actually, that one's just a scapegoat. That one is a scapegoat. Although you have said very clearly that they may get to the political rally and try now to convince their desperate supporters that, look here, somebody did not do something fair on us. So
And the
it's not
supporters
good
will
for
buy
us
that.
to trust it. But you see, it's very bad because when you go now to the Kenyan Constitution, I think chapter 2, if I'm not wrong, it says very clear that all of us are citizens. We are supposed to be the defendant of the Constitution. So we are supposed to defend the Constitution. We should not let anybody to violate it. Here I mean, the Constitution is so clear that the judiciary has been mandated to interpret the laws. Okay, saying that the Al Ghurair was, in fact, it did not say that Al Ghurair was not supposed to be given the tender.
It was
no,
public
it was
participation.
supposed. But the only thing that the judiciary is questioning
Public
is the
participation.
procedures. In other words, it's coming out to assist us, including the IBC, on how we are supposed to understand the law. And from where I sit, I think it is confined to the Constitution because that one is the main responsibility of the judiciary interpretation of the law.
That is okay. That is okay. I agree with Vugwe. But another question. There are three arms of the government. There is executive, there is the judiciary, and there is the legislature. There's no one, there's no one which is, larger than the other one. There's no one that is more powerful than the other two. So how comes that we question the legislature, we question the executive, and all of a sudden you guys are saying we should not question what the judiciary is saying?
Okay, it's because there is this culture that that we Kenyans had for a long time, that all the three governments are supposed to work hand in hand. So I think this should raise a question to the Jubilee side, that the ruling was biased.
It's okay. It's okay.
At the same time, I think the Jubilee side shouldn't be the one to appeal the case, because it shows somehow they are in the same bed with the IEBC.
No. But NASA have gone to court several times. Should we not question what judiciary is doing?
Okay, who are the one who are heading the judiciary? I'm sure they are just human beings like you and I, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, they are not angels. They're bound to make mistakes, and that's why whoever crafted the judiciary hierarchies, he had come up with a very best design, whereby we have the lowest level court, isn't it? Then moving at the top. It means if you feel not satisfied at the initial level stage,
At the
you
High
can
Court, you go
proceed
to appeal.
with the next one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But these people, they're just like us. So here I cannot try to lie you, also with our viewers, that we cannot blame the judiciary, since I've already said they're human beings.
We can question that
We
decision.
can question them, but that one does not open a wide window for us now not to respect them. And constitutionally, let's respect them, because remember here, the judiciary being headed by His Excellency the President, there are some of the decisions that the Constitution has allowed them to make, isn't it? So for them to be respected, let them also learn to respect other institutions. Are you together?
And the other institutions should also respect the other
And
institutions.
vis-a-vis, that's what should go.
In short, we are saying they should work together.
They have
They have to work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the Jubilee side should really be grateful to that ruling, because that ruling may be working to their advantage.
We never know that. We don't know that. We think NASA, the ruling, in favor of NASA. That's what we think.
I'm saying this because Jubilee are seeing themselves as winners. Yeah.
In that ruling?
Yeah, in that ruling.
No, it is NASA.
No, it is the Jubilee
No,
side.
No, it is NASA.
It's the Jubilee
No,
side.
no, Jubilee are crying
Dubai
foul.
is very simple. Let's get back on board and ask ourselves, who said that? We said that we have to get what we need. We should not get what we need, but we should also get what we ought to get. Are you getting that point? So we must learn to persevere with the decisions of other institutions. But every time we like one of the institutions to favor us, we cannot move on as a nation. Remember what the top brass of the Jubilee are doing. There are so many guys, so many young men and women who are looking on them. So they are supposed to act as the role model. If they would like an ordinary Kenyan to learn how to respect the public institutions, but it's not a must always that we get what we want. So if the court actually didn't favor the expectations of the Jubilee, let's go on and do other things instead of sitting there crying. Remember, for instance, the decision was made last week. Up to date, we are almost winding up with this week. The narrative is the same.
And
when are we going to make right decisions?
On that note, Shaban, we've said we will only have 26 days to elections. You can remove the weekends. Maybe it's around 20 days only. The question is, in all these rulings, is the High Court or any other court, considering that we don't have time to elections? Our courts, considering that we don't have time, or they know we don't have time, they're delaying our elections?
I think the courts know very well that we have a limited time prior to the election. So I think they made that ruling considering time as a key factor. So I think they have set in place a very good mechanisms to counter that issue.
How about that court, IBC went to appeal in the Court of Appeal?
You see, Giverson Maina, let's be honest. Nobody has said that we don't have time to have a clear or
No,
a
we
clean,
don't have time.
a clean election. We have, unless you're also drinking from the same pot with the desperate politicians who have certificate. Because here, I think there is no any institution which understands the law more than the judiciary, as much as it has also its challenges. But I think it's the only body which understands the laws of this nation. So by the time they were making that decision, they had done their homework. So let us not keep on buying and reading from the same script of these politicians. The problem with us as Kenyans, we never filter the message of the politicians. We assume that it is the best. We have reached at a point even of forgetting the St. Luke gospel. Now talking everything that the politicians are telling us.
We don't have time. We only have 26 days.
And I really thank that ruling because it surfaced the corruption part of Jubilee, because the Jubilee side knew very well that Justice Odunga and Orengo they
Are
may
related.
be related.
Maybe
But
they knew later. Maybe they knew later.
No, they knew it very early, but they decided to keep it under waters because
So that they can use it as a scapegoat later.
exactly.
No. We didn't say that, you know. Now, let's take another short break. And then we come back, you know, let's talk about, you know, the intimidation. Is NASA, you know, intimidating IBC? Is Jubilee intimidating the courts and the IBC? As people are saying, just speculations. People are claiming so. We talk that after the break.